my jaw raffle yesterday. So
I can dig it. All right, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Wait, who hit go? He hit go already? That's crazy.
Oh, he hit go already. What's going on, everybody? Rivals in the building. We over here talking backstage, but we here now. Meta in the building. Chili Will in the building. Tuesday wrap up after an amazing chop up show. First off, we just want y'all to like, share, and subscribe. STWF TV. Check out the
family. We didn't even get no intro music. I don't even like that.
STWFsports.com. We did not get an opening intro today. Dale, I'm gonna you up.
Yeah, Dale sabotages. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, amazing show last week. You know, a little introduction on our teams and such. This week we'll go into what the team's been doing thus far in the first 2-3 weeks of the season. We'll go through as well some trade rumors. Never too early for trade rumors. And some other knick-knack NBA news. If you miss us tonight, you can always review us. You can watch it afterwards, you know, anytime you want. Basically, man, if you tap on that YouTube subscribe button, you watch all we put up, not only tonight, but every other night as well. How you doing, Will? Love with you, man.
I'm cool, man. I'm mad we didn't get my intro music. I'm about to play this anyway.
Yeah, play it. Let's go.
I won't play. Oh, well, they hate it.
Oh, they ain't gonna play it, man. So that means next week we're going to play it twice. Or we're not going to have
that wild out on us. Anyways, yeah, so we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Last week we did this for the first time ever. We here back again. We're gonna start with the Celtics this time because last week we started with the Lakers. So, first things first, Jaylen Brown recently going crazy in the media, really mad at the end of the game the other night against the Jazz. The ref missed a blatant tripping call, and every ref missed it. And he said it's unacceptable at the end of a game like that. And I tend to agree with him, but nah, I didn't even hit the button, Dale. I didn't hit no button at all. I turned away and I came back and we were live. It's crazy.
It's all good, live, man. So we got to that. That call was in the Boston Celtics versus Utah Jazz game last night, in which Utah beat the Celtics. But yeah, that call right there, when anybody slides and does all that crazy stuff, even if it's like accidental, it's a foul. Like, and I don't like that the NBA has to go to this late 2-minute decision after the game and then let you know that, in fact, that call should have been made. That doesn't help the team. And we talk about all this sports gambling, all that stuff going on. That's another reason to say this is the R word. And the Celtics pretty much should have won that game. And I always say don't never let the refs have it. If the refs at a certain point during the game, you let them have it, things like this will occur. Especially for a Celtics team that's trying to gain momentum. That game last night wasn't, in that situation, is not what you want to see if you're Boston. Starting the week off with a loss after, and I'll let Will speak on it, after the weekend they had. It was kind of up and down, but it speaks volumes to me, the refereeing in all sports. But leave them alone. Leave those guys alone. And try to not put yourself in that position in which the Celtics, I felt, did last night in order for calls like that to not be made. And I'm not saying
it was a close game, man. I mean, some games you're not going to blow everybody out. So some games are close. It was a close game, and we kind of got screwed out of that game. But you got to play better. It wasn't just the call. But, yeah, at the end of the game like that, that is a rough call to miss. Like a man blatantly gets tripped. I don't really know how you missed that. But that so far we have lost to Philly to start the season, lost to the Knicks to start the season. Detroit, we lost. So we lost the first 3 games. Then we beat the Pelicans, we beat Cleveland, we beat Philly, and lost to Houston, lost to the Jazz. We are 3-5. It's not fun. And we're already getting to the next topic that I have for my Celtics, to trades, rumors, and stuff like that.
Will's like, man, this season looking like blender time, but still early. Still early.
It is, but I don't really think that we like what we're seeing in general. Not about it being early. Like, it could get better. I still don't think this team is much of anything without Jason Tatum on the floor, and I don't want to see him this year. So I'm hoping we get really in the hole and just start trading people and start building towards when he comes back. One of the trades out there that they're talking about is, one of the players talking about moving is guard that we just signed for $125 million extension in the summer of 2024. Derek White. He's 31 years old. That deal is fairly long. It's 3 more years on that deal. Look, I wouldn't mind moving him if we get the right thing back, if we get the right draft pick back or the right player. But as of right now, I don't know who that would be. I think he's going to get undervalued because though he's a great 3-and-D guy who can also control the ball, set up your offense, he's not really taking over games. He's not a number 1. He's not a number 2. And those are usually the guys that you're willing to trade first-round picks for.
Yeah, man.
I mean, look, when you start off 3-5, Dale, and the expectations are as high as they are here, even though Tatum's out, you're starting to cut losses. You're not going to pay guys to just have a losing season, which looks like is what we're headed towards. Can they turn it around? I mean, sure, but to the tune of what? Because, there's a few teams in the East that without Tatum that are clearly better than us. Like the Knicks are better than us. Philly's probably better than us right now if they can stay healthy with those 2 guards playing the way they are.
For me,
not Pacers.
Celtics showed me a little bit this week. I don't know if they showed you anything, but they showed at least we kind of knew this, but they would compete in those games. The game against Cleveland. We won't talk about the Pelicans game because the Pelicans are bad. They haven't won a game.
They're awful.
Season, and I think they're playing tonight.
Awful team.
The Cleveland game was a good game, good feel. One of the teams that may be on the top of the Eastern Conference, and then Philly, who technically you should have beat Philly twice this season, but you let one slip, and you almost let one slip Friday.
We tried. We tried like hell.
Saturday, back-to-back though, wasn't a good opponent to have a back-to-back against. Kevin Durant and the Rockets, Ime Udoka back at the Garden. I mentioned the other day to some people that Ime Udoka still has a chip over his shoulder for what transpired in Boston. So this is more of a motivational game for him. Probably not the Celtics. They were on the back-to-back. Like Will said, they're dealing with a lot of things at the department. But Derek White, to be traded, if they have to trade some value, he may be the guy. Because people may say, Pritchard, but Pritchard right now is at a clip where he has to prove now that he's worth that contract money. So they're not going to trade him. Now, Jason Tatum was here. Maybe you could think about him being the guy. But Derek White is kind of, or Simons, because, you kind of got Simons for, in the trade. So you can let his value go up. And I like that he's able to go in there and get his minutes. And I felt like last week they kind of let him loose in a sense where, he's playing at the pace that he wants to play. And I think the Celtics should use him more in that role. And I hope they do. The Celtics, though.
So one of the trades that I'm hearing, it just suggested, I don't know if this is even really a rumor. This is a Bleacher Reports. Eric Pincus reports this. He says they should try to trade White to the Rockets for the former number 2 overall pick, Reed Shepherd, and Brooklyn Nets forward Jalen Wilson, and a 2029 first-round pick. So we would get Shepherd, the kid Wilson, a 2029 first-round pick, and we would clear $28.1 million in a trade exception return, which opens you up to get other people.
And you got to be real with you. Derek White did come from that little mini department that Ime came through in San Antonio. So
right. He's very familiar with Ime. That's part of the reason we wanted to go out and get him when we did.
So I feel like, and relationships like that kind of carry on. If the Celtics, and this is projected, if the Celtics are okay with making that trade, or in my case, if the Rockets are okay with making that trade, because
the Rockets it's great for the Rockets because the Rockets are down Van Vliet and they need a veteran presence at the guard spot. He comes in now on that team. On that team, he doesn't have to be let me be like a pure Rondo point or a Chris Paul point. There, he could be on ball when they need him to be, but he could play off ball and hit the open jumper that he's gonna get because KD's gonna have the rock and Thompson's gonna have the rock. So and Sengun's gonna have the rock. So he's gonna get some open shots there. I think he would actually, and then he'll be able to defend all the point guards, which that's a position you have to guard in this league, unless you're gonna outscore that guy. So
that's good for you, man.
For the Rockets, it's great for them.
I got a question for you. We've seen what we've seen from the Celtics in the prior 2 years to what we see in the start of this season. For me, is the 3-ball not falling, and
yeah,
it's a sunny days. A lot of sunny days when you can hit 20, 30 threes in a game and win. But when that clip is not being hit like that, maybe even worse, this team's going to struggle to win basketball games because they're so used to, being up so many points.
They rely on the three. They rely on the three. Like we shoot ourselves in and out of games all the time. But now you're trying that same approach minus one of the best shooters in the league. And it's not going as well.
Pritchard's not hitting the 3 balls. It's looking shaky early.
Pritchard's not hitting them because he's not as open as he used to be. It's a lot different.
Cornette had a good game though when that is Cleveland. I think he hit like 5 or 6 threes. Cornette, no, not Cornette. Hauser.
Oh yeah. Oh no, Hauser was going off. Yeah, whenever we can get him going, it's great.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like you said, you got to get him going. Like
get him going though.
He ain't microwave yet. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I mean, he was microwaved the other night, but yeah, that's one thing that sees the Celtics in a difference. Obviously, Jason Tatum. But that 3-ball was falling out of clip last year. Guys like White, Pritchard, and even the fact Jaylen Brown is gonna have to up in that percentage because playing in a full court game where you got to just go down there and get twos. No disrespect on the Celtics, but they don't have a lot of guys that can really go about that life. Our half court game without Tatum, our half court game with Tatum isn't all that great. Our half court game without Tatum is atrocious. So there for the Celtics, they do play tomorrow. They do have a game. They do play the Washington Wizards, a young, sparky team. They're just looking for some cohesiveness. In regards to their team, they're not too shabby. I think the Celtics just need to continue to just grow this team because, like you said, we got to rebound. We're not rebounding. You have a lot of guys you got to kind of train now to play a different position, and I'm not talking about different role, different role and position. This Wizards team is 1-6. They're going to come in here with a chip on their shoulder. They're young. They see that the Celtics ain't the Celtics of, the Jason Tatum era. We're going to call that. Celtics are 3-5 on the year. It's not good. It's early, but it's definitely, like you said, for how it's been last decade, regular season rise for the Celtics, this is not something they're familiar with. It's something that Joe Mazzulla is not familiar with. The new organization, they're getting familiar with this when they bought the organization when the Celtics were, winning the championship and just chilling and enjoying it. So definitely a turn of the tables for these guys. I think tomorrow against Washington, they'll come out, they'll perform. But key in this game is Alex Sarr has he's been coming in his own. You got Keontae. I told people he's gonna be good, man. Like they wanted to act like, he was whacked that first year. It takes longer for Biggs. He's doing everything right now, man. Right. So that tomorrow for them, the Celtics, and that's what I said. The position, the forward center position is something too that they don't really have the guys down there that's gonna elbow you. You know what I'm saying? Grab a rebound and stuff like that. Keita and Tillman, but it's weird. Keita, Tillman, and Garza. Garza, my God. Yeah, it's not fun. So, try to keep Saw, you know what I'm saying, away from the basket in a sense. They guards, Colby and McCollum. And then you try to contain the forwards position. That's where the game's probably gonna be won tomorrow. Is at that forward position right there. Jaylen Brown's been playing exceptionally well this season. But
I can't wait to watch Trey Johnson though. Trey Johnson, he's whenever he gets on the court, he's lighting stuff up.
10 points last game for that man. He was drafted this year, 6 overall from Texas. Shout out to the Longhorns. They have a young team. They have a very young team, and this is a team that
they're not good yet, but they play hard. So
with their money, if they do the right things with their money and don't rush stuff, this team can build some pieces to be what the Detroit Pistons are trying to be, what the Orlando Magic are trying to be, what the Indiana Pacers were last year and the year before. It just building blocks, and Washington goes.
They gotta take the training wheels off Carrington. Let him go.
Mm-hmm. That too.
Let Carrington cook.
Garden was popping last night. The Garden was popping last night. So I seen a couple of boys last night, and I said, fuck the Jazz, right? Fuck the Jazz. I always do that. Like, if it's not the Lakers and the other team, I'll go fuck the other team, right? To get them cooking, to get them amped. So they're like, yeah, fuck the Jazz. And guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna fucking screw Ainge and fucking take all those draft picks too. I said, yo, Celtics fans are the craziest ever, man.
Yeah, they're nuts. It's crazy.
Never go forward, man. But shout out to everybody that tuned that watched that game last night. Yeah, it was a pretty good game. You know what I'm saying? Lori marketing, like I said, centers are gonna be like it's gonna have field days with the Boston Celtics. Especially if you have a primary center. And we seen this a little bit last year with the Lakers defense, especially after we lost Anthony Davis. Like, we're not going to be able to contain no big man. This year, we got Ayton. So, I mean, Ayton's not really the defensive guy, but you have a guy down there. So, it's a little easier for us.
So he's having a 7-footer down there, yeah.
So he's having a 7-footer down there, and then it's like,
just be in the way. You don't even got to be good at it. Just be in the way. Exactly. Foul somebody. All right, so how about your Lakers, man?
My Lakers. First off, we're gonna go tip in, man. The injuries have plagued us in the sense of just not having the guys there. LeBron hasn't played all season. Luka played the first 2 games, missed a few stretch of games, and basically played against Memphis, and then it's been out ever since. No Austin Reeves for the last few games, but the Lakers continue to push. Good win last night over the Portland Trailblazers, 123-115. A couple great guys put in work. Nick Smith, guy that we got from Charlotte, putting up big numbers. Ayton had a strong game. Rui Hachimura had a great game as well. Not having those 3 guys, in Braun, Luka, and Reeves early in the season, kind of fastens the way we have to develop as a team under second-year coach JJ Redick. Last year, I felt like it was, you got to learn the tape. Once you get the tape on JJ, you're going to be able to get him. And I feel like Minnesota did that. This year is a brand new year for JJ. I feel like he could bring the same antics he did last regular season to Lakerland. We just got to prevail in the playoffs. We could be missing up to 6 plays tomorrow for our matchup against the Spurs. We are riding a 3-game win streak right now with wins over the Blazers last night. We beat the Grizzlies by 5 after being down on Friday. And we did beat the Heat as well. So we actually played the Heat and the Blazers back-to-back. Beat the Heat by 10, beat the Blazers by 8. Tomorrow we play the Spurs. Wembanyama and them guys for a W. We are 6-2 right now. Currently, the 3rd spot in the West is early, so don't let the number gauge you. We still got a long enough basketball to go. But if we can win games this early without these 3 guys, I'm just hoping the best for when these 3 guys are in the lineup together, because we do have a bunch of young guys floating around them. But these young guys, and I feel like this is probably going to be the most easiest lineup of guys to maybe pay attention to LeBron and Luka. But that doesn't mean we're going to win basketball against them. They pay attention. They obviously got to grow daily. And I feel like we're going to continue to grow. it's real early, but guys like DeAndre Ayton, like I said, just playing somewhat dominant when he needs to. Like when we signed him early in the offseason, we felt like that's what we needed, and he needed this change in tune. And I hope being in LA changes his tune for the way he's played the game in the last 3 years prior to this, acting like he don't care. You're here. You have to care, especially if you're in a Lakers uniform, I feel. Like I said, 6 starters tomorrow. LeBron, obviously. Max Kleber, he hasn't played all season. Abdominal strain.
He's always hurt.
Gabe Vincent remains sidelined as well. Jackson Hayes injured his ankle, so he may not be available. Like 4 consecutive wins. We got some home games coming up. The significance of our depth is kind of what's been good too. And Bronny James has been in the lineup. He's in a rotation. And he had a solid game, not in terms of the scoring, but 6 assists, no turnovers, learning how to play the game a little bit more better, learning the spacing of the game, getting his opportunities. Shout out to Reese for throwing him the alley-oop in Sunday's game against the Heat. So it's the development. The development, we're still developing. Like I said, under construction. But the construction could be lovely. It could be not, depending on what happens in the next 3 to 4 months, because Agent Braun, Luka's always hurt. Braun's always hurt. So that's it here.
Is Luka hurt right now?
Huh?
Is Luka hurt right now?
Luka's hurt right now. Yes. Luka, I believe he's hurt. Or he might I might rest, but I believe he's hurt right now. He should be back shortly though. But when he's healthy, he's pinned on a tear. He's one of 2 players ever in the history in the league to put up 40-plus points in their first 3 games of the season. The other noted one is Wilt Chamberlain. So that's the end of that list. So those
allegedly can't even prove half of his stats. A lot of them are made up.
This team resiliency and the excitement around the new regulars of this LA team, waiting for the returns of their guys. This is the way you got to build your locker room. This is the way you build your locker room when you're under distress. And they have figured a way out in the last week and a half of how to do it, because once I heard LeBron was out, I'm like, oh, yeah. And then we lose to the Warriors, and it's like, ugh. Yeah, and then Luka goes off, gets busy the first 2 games, and then we missing him. Ugh. Then Reeves gives you a good showing, and it's like, now he hurt. Like, but we got to remember, though, as long as LeBron's there, there's always a LeBron umbrella. LeBron's going to be like, yo, Luka, Reeves, take that time management. Take that time management right now. He got to make sure their body's at least smart for the moment. And that's, I think, what the Lakers got to do. Their body's got to be perfect for the playoffs. They got to
make it to the playoffs. They got to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah. So, my boys, liking how they're playing. I'm happy that basketball season's here, because as we mentioned here at STWF TV with our football show, shout out to the play call sheet. My Dallas Cowboys shit the bed last night, and the season's technically over. I don't care what happened today in trade markets. Yeah, that will be talked about tomorrow on our Parlay Perspective show. Yeah. Check out all these shows that we put on here. STWF Rivals, man, in the making. Episode 2. You know what I'm saying? So, my Laker talk, Mr. Watt. We got to play the Spurs tomorrow. We got to play Wemby. Wemby and them coming off a loss against Phoenix. They were undefeated before that. So I expect Wemby to come out here and try to dominate this game. Ways for the Lakers to win is, first off, you got to contain that man. And you got to just keep those guards. You got to keep those guards and Hopper and Castle off their heels. You got to keep them guys off their heels. Now, I feel like
good luck.
I feel like their guys off the bench are kind of similar to ours. So that's the way we can keep it going in the game. But we cannot let Wemby go off. We let Wemby go off, they're going to win. But we keep
good luck. That man does what he wants to.
Hopefully we're okay tomorrow, man. But yeah, Spurs this season have been balling. They've been playing. The presence of that young man, that young phenomenon, is something to be messed with. Somebody might get Shamgar tomorrow. So,
I'm over here watching Orlando versus Atlanta. Atlanta whooping their head.
Yeah, Atlanta over here, man. Shit, Orlando.
I think they're doing that without Trey too.
Yeah, they're doing that without Trey. You know what the crazy thing about this is?
Trade him to Boston.
You know the crazy thing about this whole thing is with the Trae Young situation and the Magic situation. Sorry, the Magic situation is crazy because this is a team last year flew over expectations. This season, especially with the injuries that people are dealing with, especially your Boston Celtics, this team we feel like could ascend. But so far, this feels like it's just been flat-footed. And we talked about this, Will, as well. Though they went to go get Bane, we spent money on him, and we like Bane, but
he's not a needle mover.
Good things to people. The market, I always say this: the market does good things to people depending on the year that you're in the market. And the market did good for him in terms of him being there, and then they ended up trading for him. So it's not like they had to sign him crazy, but they traded for him.
It's a good pickup for them, but also he's not. I don't think he moves the needle enough.
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing that they needed. Like with all the pieces that they got, I feel like you don't want to rush to go get that piece if you can go get it. But the Magic have been back for so long, maybe you have to go do that type of stuff when you have.
They do have the two guys. They got Franz Wagner and they got Paolo Banchero, and they kind of want to take advantage of that. Suggs too, like they have talent. Something's missing though. They don't. I don't know if Paolo is good. Is like he's a good number one, but he's not the best number one.
Yeah, that's the thing. So who do you put? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be humble? And this is what people do in the league. This is what upper management does in the league. They'll give your guys, your star guys, a while to kind of, this is your team. Let's see if we can flow with you as the guy. We drafted you high. Let's see if you can be the guy. But once that person, you may not feel he is the guy, then you got to add pieces along to him. Because Paulo's not a scrub. He's balling. But like you said, Will, he might need a number two option for his number one option. And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, and maybe Franz is that guy. Maybe he's not. I don't know. We'll see. They might need one more guy. You know what they might need? They might need a Trae Young.
Anybody can use a Trae Young. Hey, listen here. Listen here, public. Anybody can use a Trae Young. I don't care what anybody says about that man. Anybody use a Trae Young. I can use a Trae Young right now.
Everybody but the Lakers.
We can't right now.
You already got two big ass point guards down there.
Yeah. The way we constructed right now, we got Luka and LeBron that want to play the point guard, but technically
all the passing you could possibly need.
Any other possession, but that right there is just, and it's all like the Magic struggling to me out the gate so far. And hopefully they can find some groove and mojo. Like I said, man, early in the season, but we have to play this thing here in the season where one team's trying to replace a team that's not going to probably be there this year because of somebody being hurt. So what one of these teams are going to prevail in the Eastern Conference? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a dogfight to see. The Pelicans still searching for their first win, putting pressure on the team in ways and questions. Obviously, another start to a season losing for the Pelicans. It raises a bunch of questions. Raises questions about their future. Raises questions about the possibility of what we've been saying for the last 2 years. It's time to exit the Zion experiment.
Yeah,
I think they should.
What do you do? What do you do if you can't trade him? What you gonna get for him?
You gotta. This is hey. You
bite the bullet. Just eat that contract.
You got to. Yeah, you might just have to eat it, and you didn't have to even sign him to that money. You did. You forced the market forced you to sign this man to this money, and you kind of.
That was a crazy move. That was a crazy move on their part. Crazy move. Yes. I'll never understand that.
But you got to realize this is in New Orleans right now. They're looking for anything to spark it. They're thinking that Zion can have a good other side portion of the deal. The first couple years wasn't that. You're in the middle now. And now the end flat, you think he can do something. No. If that guy was showing you in the frontier what he was, not the player, but the health and the situation and all that it took you 4 or 5 years to get this man to a preseason meeting and look in shape. And we all said that, hey, in a couple weeks, he might be hurt again. Listen, We are absolutely right because that's exactly what we're seeing with the Pelicans. Pelicans need to get rid of the Zion project. Whatever they can get from him, whatever they can get from him. You already let big pieces go like McCollum, Ingram. You're basically telling the city that you want to go young. You drafted Fizz in the first round.
I like Fizz.
You got some young wings. Why not? Why not just start over in New Orleans? You tried to nickel the Lakers for Anthony Davis. For about 10 seconds, y'all might have won that trade. But ultimately...
Right up until Cousins got injured again. Blew his Achilles. That was it.
Spot. So that's for the Pelicans, man. And I wish, for the sake of Dale, because I want Dale to come up here on the show one of these days and speak sports with us. I want him to speak with New Orleans having a winning record.
He's a bum. He ain't coming here. He's a bum. Fair weather ass fan. My team's not good, so I'm not a fan. Fair weather ass.
Yes, sir.
How you still a Saints fan then? Because that team ain't good neither. Don't make no sense to me.
Doesn't.
Figure it out, Dale.
Dale, you good? Next set of news. We're still heading we're gonna stay southeast of it. And that's in Memphis. The Memphis Grizzlies. We know what they've been through. Turmoil. They fired their coach last year mid-season, and Taylor Jenkins, a guy I felt like the locker room respected and loved.
Yeah, I didn't like that move.
His players loved him, and even before he got fired, you had Jaw acting crazy with his friend Gunny and things like that. So basically what happened was after the Memphis lost to the Lakers, Morant was asked some questions, basically said talk to the coaching staff. Staff sat him for one game for his comments towards the team. And basically, then last night after a game, John Morant spoke on losing joy for the game. And basically, when interviewers asked him on things, have they been restored, he said, yeah. They told y'all that, right? Listen here.
He's a menace, bro. You got to chill.
It's a menace, but they fired the guy that you liked, your head coach.
It's a business.
You didn't have no insight on who this new coach could be.
Why would you? You're a player.
They gave you the intern off the bench. We don't know how much basketball he knows. We just know that he got some players on his team that can probably help him win. And right now, for the situation with Ja, they don't care about you no more. They don't care about you no more in Memphis. They cared about you when you was doing the dancing, the slam dunks, and it was all positive and joy. Then you started bringing your pops in the games and gangster in the games, and then you started playing pickup with little kids in parks and choking kids up at the park and all this extra stuff. Then you started doing job. The fame got to you, man. And now, when you're trying to clear your head, trying to get away from the past, the franchise sees the past. They're not looking for the present, and it's not with you. So, Ja, the clock's on for you, man.
I knew he was in trouble when he told that lady at that Waffle House he was Black Jesus.
So now Morant's under contract through the 2027-2028 season.
Oh, he won't play that out there.
$1 million, including $39.4 million this season. And the Grizzlies could find the market to be complicated, though Ja's a beast. You know what I'm saying? The 26-year-old may not appeal to every franchise as his luggage, obviously, and what he's done off the court. Franchises might try to be like, we got to think about it.
Most teams will still take him, though.
Right. So, a couple teams that could probably use his services. The Atlanta Hawks. You just trade a swap off. You just do him for Trae Young and a $6.6 million exception. Projected trade.
Trae's gonna be unhappy about that.
Number two.
And do you want to send Ja Morant to Atlanta? Nah. It's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Him and Gunny had too much fun down there. No.
Send Ja Morant to the Phoenix Suns in a projected trade. The Grizzlies will get Jalen Green. I don't understand why he's there anyway. The Rockets F you. You blew that series to the Rock and Warriors. We don't care about you. So now Jalen Green is not
ready. He's just not ready to be where they're ready to be. That's why they traded him.
So Jalen Green, 2027 first round pick in the $5.9 million trade exception to get Ja Morant. Projectedly, the third team, the Miami Heat. Miami Heat can trade Tyler Herro in an $8.4 million trade exception for him projectedly. That's what it is. And another team too, the Sacramento Kings. The Grizzlies would give up Malik Monk, Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, a 2026 projected first round pick, 2027 projected San Antonio first round pick, and $6.5 million trade exception for him. The Kings will get Ja Morant and Gigi Jackson, and then some other teams will probably have to play it out for the money to connect. And
that'll be if the Kings do that, I'll be like, you idiots. You guys had Halliburton, let him go, let Fox go, just to trade all of that for Ja, the guy who's probably not even going to stay on the court because he's crazy. Yeah, that'd be the dumbest, most Sacramento Kings thing I've ever seen.
And then here, two dark horses that potentially could go for him. But you don't want them to mess up the young youth in these two franchises. Toronto Raptors can probably be interested. If that means giving away like a talent like Emmanuel quickly, and some pieces maybe. The Wizards have lost but short contracts. Chris Middleton, C.J. McCollum. You know what I'm saying? Those are guys that Memphis can go get and cut. You know what I'm saying, with ease.
Yeah, but can't send them to chocolate. Can't send them to Chocolate City either. You can't.
Detroit Pistons and Minnesota Timberwolves can use Morant as well. And then
Timberwolves would be amazing. Timberwolves would be the most athletic backcourt we've ever seen in the history of time. Shit. Him and Ant flying around that court, that'd be nuts, bro.
Listen here, or two teams that are trying to build, Utah or the Hornets.
He'll end up in jail in Utah.
Chicago's not a town that you want him in either, but Chicago wouldn't be a bad.
Chicago, I'd be scared for his life. Honestly. Blah. Just because he's going to run into them old block kids out at the clubs, and that's going to be bad for him.
Listen here, man. We got a whole bunch. Speaking of, I spoke on Detroit. And like I said, we got another show tomorrow. We're going to dig in NBA news. Malik Beasley. Interesting set of tweets, Instagrams. Apparently, from what I'm hearing, may be a chance that you see him playing on the court this season. Now, he wants to go back to Detroit. He got put an Instagram out screaming, I'm headed to Detroit this week. We'll see what happens of this. There was rumors going around last week with the arrest of Terry Rozier and the rest of the cats that Malik Beasley's investigation kind of was going to open back up in regards to the gambling scandal that he was part of. So they said they found him innocent and there was no wrongdoing of him. But he still had to face the repercussions for what happened the other day. But I'm hearing that much more clear water this week, and we can probably expect him to be playing on the team before the season's over. We just don't know what. But one thing I do know is that this man, though what he was probably doing overall off the court was terrible, the guy on the basketball court was an excellent player. Went out there, had his best seasons ever as a pro. And then for a guy that should be getting paid $80 to $100 million, he didn't get paid that. So now this man not only has to accept a job in the profession that he loves now because he wants to play, but that money going to be short as well. But in all, I'm happy that he may have a chance to play because I'm not one to say, hey, any of these players are not betting on the game. I think more people are betting the game
than we know. Of course, yeah. Of course.
You know? So it's similar. And speaking of betting, the NBA has talking to, I think, DraftKings to take away certain props from players, including missed free throws, turnovers, and steals.
You got to take away stuff that they can easily account for.
turnover. Yes, that is wild. And they looking at Terry Rozier. They was looking at that Terry Rozier tape. He was turning the ball over on purpose.
He was taking crazy shots, but people don't realize he always take those shots. Right,
exactly.
He's just
so now I'm gonna really take these shots. That's what Rozier is saying. That's what I'm saying to you. That's really gonna take these shots. But shout out to Malik Beasley, man. Long time coming. Sucks that you got screwed, but hey.
Watching Wemby highlights. Wemby's crazy, bro.
Yeah, listen here. We're gonna see a whole lot.
Make no sense, bro.
It's gonna be.
He not supposed to have a right to left crossover like that. Then a step back behind the back. Put a jumper from like 25. That's crazy, bro. You're not supposed to be able to do that.
Not supposed to at all. NBA scores of the night, man. It's Tuesday night. Some games are going on. Some games already ended. The Raptors started the night off with a 28-point victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. Toronto moves to 4-4. Milwaukee after their game yesterday, in which Giannis hit a game winner against the Pacers, couldn't withstand the Raptors. RJ Barrett leads the team with 23 points. Giannis on the other side with 22 to lead the Bucks. Suns and Warriors underway. Well, no, not even. They're almost at halftime. 5:38 left. The Warriors are up 20 right now, 35-55 over them. And games from earlier, Hawks. We mentioned them, talked about the Magic. Magic lose to the Hawks 112-127. Zachariah Shashir 21 points. And Paulo, the high man for Orlando, with 22.
Yo, Reese is kind of good, bro.
Reese saw that the first year was jitters. Coming into the USA game. Now they got a little familiarity. Wemby was probably punking them over the summer. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. This is France here. Sure. France is trying to dominate the league, and it starts with us.
It's true, yo. In like the next games, like France is gonna be nasty, bro. They got a bunch of guys, man. Koulibaly's a French brother, like he
got a bunch of guys to replace the old guys. The old guys headed out, the Batums of the world, headed out in the world. Definitely popping. The Bulls and 76ers had a good game tonight. Went down to the finish, basically, with the Bulls winning by 2, 113-111. Giddey, 29, 15, and 12. Trip dub for that, man. Shout out to Josh Giddey. Another almost 40-point night from Tyrese Maxey. The story of the game, though, no, sorry about that. Joel B had 20 tonight. Solid game, despite, the minutes restriction. So, the Bulls out here early. I said it last week, man. The Bulls are going to jump early. The Bulls are going to heat up, and I think they're going to sell soon. But maybe not. Maybe they have a team that can legitimately play up and down every night and be consistent. And at the end of the season, these guys could be traded. But, hey, Giddey joins Michael Jordan's crib, in a sense. First Bulls player to have back-to-back triple-double since Michael Jordan in 1989.
That's crazy.
Statue of Giddey right next to Jordan's. It's diabolical. It's diabolical, for real. Another Tuesday game. Guess what? Dale. The Pelicans got their first win of the season tonight, 116-112 over the Charlotte. Matter of fact, hold on. No. Y'all playing y'all clone tonight. That's why y'all won tonight.
The other disappointing ass team.
Trey Murphy leading the way for New Orleans with a solid 21 points. Herbert Jones, 11. Jordan Poole and Fizz as well, chipped in 11 as well. Alvarado off the bench, 18 points. And Sadiq Bey has 17 for the Pelicans tonight as they do beat the Hornets, who were, this is why they won. The Hornets were without LiAngelo Ball. But Canupo from Duke had a good game tonight. He had 20 points. He had 12 rebounds.
Yeah, I like Canupo, bro. He balls.
So that's that game right there. Pelicans, their first win of the season. And then tonight, oh my God. Listen here. We've seen NBA games start at 10:30. We've seen games start at 10 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock start, 2 minutes from now. From LA. You got the Clippers hosting the Thunder. The Thunder are looking for their 8th straight win. Starting the season strong. Will.
Yeah.
Looking at 8 games in. It's early.
Yeah.
Does this Thunder team give you the shakes more than they gave you last year coming out the gate?
I think it's hard to tell, but I think they're a little more laid back. They're not as hungry. Obviously, they got one now. Plus, Jalen Williams hasn't been playing. Dub hasn't been playing. He's been hurt. He's on my bench in fantasy. But yeah, I think they're slow playing early because, like I said, they're not fully healthy yet, and I think a little bit of a hangover. I still think they're the best team in the West. And which, honestly, I think they're the best team in the league because my Celtics were the only other team that I felt could really rock with them like that. So I think they're still the best team in the league. But yeah, they, a little bit of a championship hangover. Not major though. Yo, this is a 6'9" point guard. This dude is insanely tall. For the Nets.
Oh yeah.
6'9" point guard. Who does he think he is? Magic?
Yeah, and then the Nets are the second worst team I think in the league after the Pelicans. They hold on. These guys had 4 first-round draft picks this year.
Who?
The Nets had 4 first-round draft picks.
Well, it's about time they got draft picks back after all the ones we robbed them for.
No, but look at this. You get 4 draft picks, and it sucks that you sucked this bad because you couldn't go flip none of them. You had to use them all. That's the crazy part about it. Because usually when you have those type of picks, you can give 1 or 2 to a team to go get something. But in this case, they were so bad, they had to use them. And hopefully one of these guys develops so that you can have some value.
They should try to package like 2 of those picks to one place for like the first pick and 2 of those picks for the second pick. Just get the 2 best players in the draft, man. You got to figure that out.
Pretty much. And they, like I said, they had
it's the Nets. That's the Benson, right? That'd be the Benson. Who else?
The Benson and shit.
Not Rutgers. Everybody left Rutgers already. So
you already know. We got to do this real quick, man.
Yeah. Who was the second pick? Well, I don't even know if the Benson's going to be the first pick, but I think
so. Darian Peterson from Kansas projected to be number 1. The AJ number 2. You have this may be just the call. This might be
Peterson's a bucket.
Because this might be just be a call in between. So Peterson, yep. Boozer projected number 2. AJ Benson projected number 3. Cole Pete, who had a game yesterday against the
Pete, he was beating up on my Gators, bro. That dude's a beast.
18 years old, 235, solid as a rock. And they say his comp is Carlos Boozer. So if his comp is Carlos Boozer, he's gonna play tons of years in this league.
I feel like he's bigger though.
He is bigger than he's definitely bigger than Boozer and
like taller too. Like he's just got longer arms because like he looked like a real center out there, but he is in college. I get it, but yeah, I think he's gonna be nice. Yeah, if you're the Nets, do you go get one of them guards and one of them bigs, man? Cornerstone.
Yeah, I mean the market, the market's screaming right now for one of those guys to go there. Their team is screaming they need somebody to represent that market. To go along with Michael Porter Jr. and Claxton, because I feel like those are guys that are probably not. Those are guys that you're not going to. You're not going to give them up right now. You're not going to give up Claxton. You're not going to give up Porter right now. And honestly, the way he's
probably not giving up Thomas.
You might not give rid of Thomas. So everybody
he's
else,
a gun, bro. That dude just chucks. It's crazy.
He's a chucky, man. So Nets, Pelicans, get it together, bros. Get it together.
Figure it out, y'all. But that ain't our team, so it ain't our problem.
Few games for tomorrow to look at for the November 5th slate. We mentioned Celtics versus Wizards earlier. The Timberwolves play the Knicks at 7:30. Both teams are 4-3. That should be an interesting one, always between those two teams. You have the Heat versus the Nuggets at 9:00.
Phoenix down 20 almost at halftime.
The Phoenix bad after they
The
win.
Warriors.
They slapped the Spurs about $30 night. Now they over here again slapped them by the Warriors.
That's funny.
The Coach versus Dale Bowl. Pelicans versus Mavericks. 1-6. Oh, the Mavericks. Season starts 2-5. Oh my God, they're gonna win the West. They're gonna win the West. They're gonna. Dallas is poop right now without the bus driver. Without the bus driver, they have no hope over there. They don't have nobody that can really facilitate that offense. I know they want Cooper to do it sometimes, but Kyrie's the answer. Once they get Kyrie back, I'll be a little bit more confident in this team.
Yeah, I feel you.
Honestly. But right now,
I don't think he can come back this year. I don't think he should.
He come back this year.
Did he do it? Did he do it in the playoffs?
Yeah, but they projected that he's supposed to come back after the new year. That's the projection.
Yeah, that's wild. That's too early.
That's wild. And like, it's crazy because we got guys like Halliburton, Jason Tatum, and
all them
Kyrie.
gone. They got to sit the whole year.
I'm going to try to come back and play this season, and I'm sitting here like, no.
Like, why? For who? For what? Like,
this is what they don't know, but this is we're in a different era now of basketball where
none of those guys coming back move, like, if they're not 100%, none of them move the needle for their team. They got nobody.
Like Jason Tatum, okay, Jason Tatum, a top 5 player.
Yeah.
For him to try to rush back, I can understand his reason. I still want to come back. I would rather be a top 10 player sitting down injured than a top 5 player trying to rush back to play. I would not be like, this is me. But we're in a different era of basketball where these guys, with all this money being made and all these new drugs to heal injuries, are forced to come back before they want to come back. This is why I told Jason, why you dunking Halliburton? Why are you dunking on video? That's only showing your coaches that, hey, he's gonna be back soon. Look, he got boosters and everybody else that he's meeting with daily. Oh, my
silly,
God.
bro. Like you're gonna hurt yourself more. Shit's dumb.
Can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But if those players do come back, I wish them the best on the court. Hopefully,
did these kids not grow up watching Penny and then watching Grant and then watching Derrick Rose? Like, come on now.
This is T-Mac. We play ball. We hooped. But I sit here and I say, hey, I wish I was a basketball player. I wish I was, you know what I'm saying, what you guys are, because it's a lot that goes in between your mind and the organization's mind. And that's a tough cookie to swallow if you're the player. And it's a way tough cookie to swallow if you're the organization. And the player is like, I'm not coming back to play this season. And for the player, you should be able to have that right. But
and they're not always forced to. A lot of times they want to come back just looking dumb. Like,
it's
gonna hurt yourself, bro. It's gonna hurt yourself.
Seeing everybody else have fun, and that's the thing that we have to stop too.
It's like FOMO. they ruining their careers with FOMO. Fear of missing out. It's crazy.
Get off your team. My fault, coach. Man, you know I had to talk smack about your team, but y'all play the lonely Pelicans tomorrow. So y'all should definitely get a 20-point victory out of that.
Get off my team. Your team need to get off the pot. Figure it out.
Gotta figure it out.
Another point. Well, they tried. They tried to get, man, D'Angelo Russell just wasn't what he was supposed to be, huh? I wonder if he would have been as good as he was supposed to be if he didn't snitch. Because then everybody hated him. I think he stopped working.
Hey, listen. Even if Dallas has a bad record, you know they're not giving them the number 1 pick in that lottery ball this year. Oh, they giving no ball. So, Nico, you better find something. You better find something quick.
Yeah, because D'Angelo ain't it. They need to go out and get Trae Young.
Who the Mavericks? Hold on. You know what's funny about that, right? The guy that they already drafted, and they traded for Luka.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, yeah, it's funny. They traded for Luka, then they go trade. Yeah, it'd be funny. Nah, but look, if let's say they trade some picks and Kyrie Irving for Trae. The reason Atlanta would do it, they get to move on from Trae. I think they probably still save some money in that deal because I know Kyrie's making a lot, but I feel like Trae should be making a little more. But I might be wrong about that. Yeah, either way, you get a trade exception or whatever. And then when Kyrie does come back, he's in Atlanta. I mean, you know that brother want to be a brother so bad more than
they may try to swing my man Kyrie out the league, dog, but they just can't.
Nah, look, hey, I think if you go to Atlanta, that's exactly what they need, though. Like everything else they do is great. He just come in and get buckets. I would love him in Atlanta. And then Trae Young playing with the young boy.
It's box office for the NBA fan, for the true NBA fan. It's box office if you got a guy like Kyrie, you know what I'm saying, on your ticket
in Atlanta.
Yeah, Kyrie wings, baby. Those Kyrie stepper wings, baby. I'm down for them. Send me to Atlanta.
Hey, Coach, would you like that if they traded Kyrie for Trae Young? Let us know. I think it could work, especially when you get once you get everybody healthy and you get Flag up to speed. Think about that. You would have Flag at the 3 and at the 4, Lively at the 5. Your defense is amazing behind Trae. It's okay that he's not a good defender there because everything behind him will be great defense. I think it could work.
Definitely good, man. Couple college games as well. College basketball, Duke, number 6, up on Texas, 62-51, 6:30 left in the second half. Number 1, Purdue takes care of business by 31 over Evansville. Number 9, Kentucky. I'm hearing NCAA championship draws from this Kentucky team. They can definitely be at that point. 77-51 over Nichols. And Texas Tech over Linwood, 98-60. Again, last night, the New Orleans Privateers pulled one of the biggest upsets of the season yet, beating the Power 5 conference TCU. Their first Conference 5 victory in over 9 years. So shout out to the New Orleans Privateers. Shout out to STWF Sports in the brand, for following this amazing team this morning, led by the dog, Master P. So shout out to that. The Privateers, I'm going to go up here right now. They do start.
Coach said, go ahead.
Right. Go ahead, Coach.
Nah, Coach was just saying, can he facilitate the offense? Trae? Oh, yeah. Probably better than Kyrie. He's a better passer than Kyrie is. Kyrie is just also a basketball savant, but I think Trae Young kind of is too.
Shout out to Colton Benson last night, man. 22.6 assists. You got your boy Karion Buckley over here chipping as well with 13 points for the Privateers. Their next game will be in a few days. Where's the schedule at? I just had the schedule popping up on my phone, man. And now I was over here acting stupid, of course. That's what they want. They don't want me to get project status. They play LSU on the 10th, which is Monday. They play them at 8 o'clock. And then they play next Friday as well. The 14th, they travel to Tulane. Actually, the New Orleans Privateers have one of the toughest non-conference schedules in all of college basketball. So tune in. We'll give you updates. We'll keep you updated. Go on our fabulous website, stwsports.com, for more information, more updates on their team. And look out for an interview or two as the season goes, or 3, with some coaches of the Privateers, maybe some players, maybe the mascot, maybe some fans. We'll have a pop in here. You catch it online.
And we right about on time to end this. So this has been a great show. Shout out to everybody in the chat who we had. Oh, this is all the way back. We basically had Dale and Coach holding us down.
Dale and Coach, we're getting the show warmed up. We're getting the show warmed up, man. This is episode 2. Next week, episode 3. We'll go into a little bit, man, of maybe rotational players on our team. Guys that can potentially overvalue themselves this year. Is that good or bad for them right now in terms of development?
We're gonna play some games next time too. I'm gonna have some games lined up for us.
We're gonna play some old school Celtics Lakers games, man, where we give you old school trivia questions, Celtics and Lakers related. I'm sorry, everybody. But when it comes to NBA teams, you're talking to the 2 purest organizations in the leagues.
The best of the best.
Best is the best, and we the best of the best, man. So STWF Rivals, the Lakers will smack the Celtics anytime. But for this show, we're gonna keep it truce, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Truce, you already know. Just for now. Just till we run into each other in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Meta Watt on the helm. Semi Sosa. Shout out to everybody. Tune in tonight. Tune in tomorrow night for excellent parlay perspective, NFL picks, and more. Live SEC Pub tomorrow night as well. all shows throughout the week on this brand here. Tune in, like, share, and subscribe.
Watch. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Watch his work, man. You heard us. Y'all have a great night.
Y'all have a wonderful night, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Like, share, subscribe, like the man said. We'll see you tomorrow for the parlay perspective, and then we'll do it all again next week. I'll holler at y'all. Y'all be good, man. Still.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.